The biggest difference between coaches who sign clients consistently and coaches who struggle is the content that they are posting. Because after studying hundreds of different coaching businesses, that was the one thing that kept standing out. The coaches who win aren't necessarily the most talented or the most experienced. They are the ones who know exactly what to post in order to build trust, real authority and conversions. And in this video I'm going to break down the exact content styles you should be focusing on posting as a coach in 2026 to build an audience of buyers. So firstly, let's talk about the biggest mistakes I see coaches make in this industry. And the first thing is that most people are posting super randomly without following any framework or system, which is the key to build an audience of buyers. Because if you don't know what to post, it's going to be super hard. Then secondly, we have most people are chasing views, not clients. And I've seen this so many times. People that are just chasing views, likes, comment, engagement, attention, and most of them are completely broke. And in most cases, the person with 2,000, 1,000, 10,000 followers are in most cases making more than the person with 2 million followers that are getting millions of views on their videos. And the reason for that is because the person with a lower following have realized that it's all about following a clear system, framework, and posting content that speaks directly to the person he wants to attract and the person from his ICP that are ready to invest into him. So that's the second mistake. But now let's talk about what you should do instead in order to actually win with content. And the first step here, or the first thing as you can see, is posting predictably. You need to know exactly what to post. You need a clear plan and a framework behind it. Secondly, handle objections. You as a coach should be focusing on posting content that are solving problems, that are handling objections and removing the limiting beliefs that's holding your audience back right now, because you don't want to go on sales calls with people that are just throwing objections at you every single second. Instead, you want to create content that is handling that completely for you. And what I usually say is that the content should do 80% of the selling for you. And that is so true. And thirdly, you should instead position yourself as the premium go-to coach. And you do that by showing a bunch of proof, explaining your story, showing who you are as a person, and how you actually get your client results. And the solution to this is what I call the CTC system, the content client system. And this is a system designed to attract attention and views from your target ICP. And if you don't know what ICP stands for, that basically means ideal client profile. And then convert that attention into cash. And what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to break down each content style that you should be focusing on posting, so you understand that super clearly. And not only that, I'm also going to show you examples from each to make it even clearer. So let's start with belief shifting content down here. And this is actually one of the most important styles to post. So firstly, let's talk about how and what these videos should do and include. So when it comes to belief shifting, those are meant to challenge a common misconception your audience believes, explain why the wrong way approach fails, reveal the correct way to think about it, break down why it actually works, show them you understand this at a deeper level. So basically what this means is that you should remove all limiting beliefs that your viewer have right now about coaching and how that is working, about fitness, for example, if you're a fitness coach, because there are so many different beliefs that people have. Some people believe that they should only work out 3 times per week, etc. So you have to break specific beliefs that people have, and not just about when it comes to giving value. You also have to break beliefs when it comes to your coaching and the objections that most of the people that you're going on calls with are having. For example, if many people from your audience are having the money objection, that they don't have enough, like they are not willing to invest into a high ticket coach, then you have to break that belief and explain exactly why investing more is better and why that is the key to like actually get in shape or to get the best results. And then we can also take I don't have time as another objection. You have to create content around that, saying that you don't have to spend hours in the gym, and do a video about that and explain why they shouldn't do that and actually break that belief. And I'm going to show you two different examples from two different creators. So let's start by refreshing this page and watch this entire video.
We went from being obese to looking like this in one.
So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to post the video and explain exactly why it performed so well and why it is a belief shifting video. So as you saw in the beginning, he starts with a visual hook. He says, the reason I went from being obese to being in the best shape of my life, that is a great hook, because he's showing on the picture like a picture of himself before, then he's showing his abs, which is something that really catches people's attention.
1 year, I think that I have a pretty good idea of what.
Now he's just telling people why they should basically listening at him.
Do when it comes to losing fat. And one idea that people often get misconstrued is cardio.
And now he's breaking the belief people have about fitness.
There's really no reason.
Because so many people think that doing cardio is much better than walking, and that is exactly what he's now changing this video. He's shifting the beliefs. He's saying the exact opposite from what most people are saying. And the reason to why this also got so many views, is because it's pretty controversial. Not many people believe that, and they want to watch the video to see why he's saying like he does.
At all to be on that Stairmaster for over 20 minutes a day, because if you do understand how your heart rate works, you would understand that LISS cardio, or low intensity steady state cardio, is far more important. The benefits are as follows: digestion, blood flow, insulin sensitivity, fat loss. It's easier on your joints, tendons, ligaments, cortisol.
Now he's just giving even more science-based proof to prove his audience that he knows what he's talking about and that he is the right. Like he knows, like they should listen at him, not anyone else, and that walking is better than cardio. And giving it science is one of the best ways to do it, because that is what people actually believe in.
Stress, water retention, it's so much better in every single aspect. And the most important part is that it's easy. As much as you can possibly walk.
People love when things are easy.
Every single day, do it. The more activity, the better. Better digest.
So just to summarize why this video performed so well. Firstly, he's having a visual hook in the beginning by showing himself before versus now. Then he's breaking the belief, telling his audience that walking is better than doing cardio. He's backing it up by giving proof, science-based proof. So that is exactly why that video performed so well. Now let's take a look at the second example here. So I'm just going to refresh again.
Are 6 months away. 6 months away from being in the body they've always envisioned. 6 months away from actually being the person you're supposed to be. 6 months for you to be in the...
So the reason to why that is such a good hook and why that video got over 20,000 likes is because throughout the entire history and in different speeches, like repeating something 3 to 4 times is usually catching people. So that is a great way to catch people. He's repeating like, you're only 6 months away from blah blah blah. You're 6 months away from being the best shape of your life, etc. Which really catches people, and it's also breaking a belief instantly in the video, because not many believe that they are able to change that fast. They cannot get in shape within 6 months, and now he's telling the exact opposite. He's telling people that 6 months is all it takes.
Best shape of your life. Here's the thing though, I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's easy. Not too long ago, I was over 300 pounds.
Now he's using his own story, his own transformation as proof to prove his point.
Why I waited so long? That's the question I always ask myself. Like, this might sound bad, but man, I hated myself for years.
He's giving more pain points, giving people a reason to actually change.
It's just because I knew I was supposed to be someone completely different. Just know whatever path you choose, the 6 months, they're gonna pass you by. Might as well make the right decision.
So to summarize this, basically he's having a hook where he repeats one thing 3 times to catch the viewer. He's breaking a belief by telling his audience that they are only 6 months away from being in the best shape of their life. Then he's backing it up by showing his own story, showing his own transformation to his audience. And lastly, he's giving more pain points and giving people a bigger reason to why they have to change. Then for the second content style, we have educational content, which is like value videos. And this is the most common one that I see people post on social media. And it is pretty important to do it, but you have to do it in a specific way. Because if you have to stand out, you can't look like everybody else out there. So you need to do it a little bit different. And that's exactly what I'm going to tell you right now on how to do it. So firstly, let's talk about how. So when it comes to educational content, you should educate your audience, don't just give random tips. That is a huge thing people are doing wrong. They're saying like, here are the 3 best exercises. Like, no one gives a shit about that. I'm going to be really honest. Instead, you should post content that solves real specific problems that your ICP, ideal client profile, is struggling with right now. That's the only thing people care about. And you should show that you deeply understand the topic, because if you're not posting any educational videos on short form or long form, like Instagram or YouTube, people will not understand that you know what you're actually talking about. So it's also great to do it to prove your audience that you know exactly what you're doing, what you're teaching people. And then explain why something works, not just what to do. Break things down clearly and simply. You have to explain everything in depth and explain it in a simple way so that your audience understands, and let your expertise speak through how well you teach. So to summarize how educational content should work is that you should not say like, here are the 5 best exercises. Instead, you should educate people on a specific problem that you're really struggling with, and you're doing this because you want to show your expertise, show that you know what you're actually talking about. So educational videos are very important. Now let's move over to the examples here. So this is the first one.
Agree, because that's...
So firstly, the hook is great. He's saying go to bed hungry, which is super controversial. Not many people believe that they should actually do it. So that's the reason why he's saying it, because he knows that people are going to stay.
Small rumble in your stomach at night might actually be a sign that your body's doing exactly what you want it to do, which is burning fat.
Now he's calling out the person he wants to attract like, basically he's not like saying this video is for men over 25 who wants to lose fat, but he's telling his audience that it is about fat loss without even saying it in a super clear way, which is great, because you need to be super clear on who you want to target with your content. Because if you don't know who you want to speak with, you will never attract buyers.
If you end the day just a bit hungry, it usually means...
Now here comes the value part.
When your body's short on calories, it taps into stored fat for energy, especially overnight. And also, you may not realize it, but the time between dinner and breakfast is magical. Not eating before bed helps you regulate insulin, boost growth hormones, supports metabolic health, and...
Now he's giving even more science-based value, which is super good, because if you can back it up by showing science, or some studies that have been made, that is really good. People are going to trust you much more. And he's also in a way positioning himself as an authority, because when people see this, they are instantly going to understand that he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's actually doing. He's not just a scam. Then let's take a look at another example here.
You want to lose belly fat without having...
So let's refresh this one so you can actually hear what he's saying in the hook.
Meal plan if you want to lose belly fat without having to starve.
So this is a really good hook, Because firstly, people understand exactly what the video is going to be about when he is in the grocery store. He's also having a text hook down here, still his fat loss meal plan, which is instantly catching people's attention. And he's also calling the viewer out, the person he wants to attract, by saying, steal this meal plan to lose fat without having to starve yourself, blah blah blah. So he's calling out the person he wants to attract.
In the process. For breakfast, you're gonna have a combination of egg whites and eggs and either make an omelet or an egg sandwich. For an easy lunch, you're either gonna have
He's giving more value now and explaining exactly why they should do it. And people just genuinely love videos like this when you're showing what they can eat, because the food that you eat is a big part of getting in shape and losing fat. So this is a great video. But I would say this video is great because he's really calling out the person he wants to attract.
Salmon, mix it with Greek yogurt and seasonings to make tuna or salmon salad. Or you can have pre-cooked chicken with these chicken breasts right here and make a chicken salad or chicken and rice bowl. For your dinner, you're gonna have 93% lean ground beef, grass-fed, or you're gonna have a top sirloin steak with a side of rice or potatoes. In between meals, you're gonna have one of three things, either high protein Greek yogurt, a protein shake, or fruit if you get hungry or you need extra protein to hit your protein goals. I created a full 7-day food split to break down exactly what you should eat for a full 7 days. Comment the word food split and I'll send it over to you.
So the reason to why this is a great call to action by the end of the video, like, you have two options. You can either just leave people with a great message or have a call to action. These guys choose to have a call to action, and it's great because throughout the entire video he talked about different meals that people can eat throughout the day. Then he used a free guide, a free plan as a lead magnet. So when people comment a specific word under this video to get access to that, they are going to get access to it. They probably have to sign up with their email, etc. to get access, which like is turning them into a buyer long term, because this whole lead magnet is built to convert the viewers and the people that are commenting into paying customers. So that's great. If you have any free lead magnet, mix them with a value video. Have a call to action by the end of the value video to get more people to your free lead magnet. That is working really well for so many coaches out there. But now let's dive into the third style here, which is proof content. This is super important, and I'm going to explain why. But first, let's talk about this right here. So when it comes to value videos, how we should do them is that you should show real evidence. Don't just claim results. Back it up with outcomes, client wins, or your process. Trust is so low right now. Proof is what makes people believe in you. Consistent proof builds authority over time. People will buy from coaches that they trust the most. So let me explain this now. The all-time trust online right now is at an all-time low, especially when it comes to selling information online, and people have to see proof before they actually trust you. Because if we have two different examples here, we have one coach here without any proof. He just have like videos of himself, of him working out. Then we have another coach here with bunch of testimonials, video reviews, client interviews, transformational pictures. People are always going to choose that second coach before that first person. So showing proof is super important, because if you don't have any like case studies, testimonials, people are not going to trust you. That's how it is. And if you don't have any, I always recommend you to work with people for free until you get some testimonials. But you have to show it in your content as well. Talk about clients, their process, how you helped someone get from point A to point B. It is super important, because you can't just post content about yourself and expect people to trust that. No, you have to create content about clients and the outcome that you help them get. That's why people buy into your coaching. Now let's take a look at two different examples here. So this is the first one right
The
here.
first
And this is actually one of my clients' team right here, and this video performed super well. But before I play this video, just want to explain exactly how this video works so you can do it for yourself. So basically what we did was that I gave team a clear structure for a client interview. He went to a client interview with two of his best clients that had been getting the best transformations. What we then did was to cut out the best parts of each client interview that are posted on YouTube and turn them into short reels that we posted on his Instagram, the best parts. So let's take a look at this.
week that I saw myself in the mirror, I was like, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And you can call it water weight, you can call it whatever you want, but
And this is what people had to see. The client that you are working with right now winning. That's the only thing people care about, because if they see that, oh, so many other people are winning from his coaching program, then they are automatically going to think, like, if they can get that outcome, why can't I? Then they are joining the coaching. And I really love client interviews like these, because people can see that one-on-one connection that you have with your audience, which is really good. And it's proof, because in this video the client clearly tells how good the coaching program actually was. Then let's take a look at the second example here. Let me just refresh.
from this to this, eating
Having a very good visual hook there again, saying here's how my client got from this to this, and people just love to see that transformation. And he's also having a clear hook in the video here, where it says nurses over 35 watch this, which catches even more attention.
more than she ever has, working out less often, but more.
Now he's like breaking more beliefs by saying like eating more than she ever has, working out less. These are all things people care about, because no one who are like a mom or dad who wants to lose fat, I'm just giving examples here, like they don't want to spend 2 hours at the gym every single day, like eat super specific foods. Like that's not why they are doing it. And that is exactly why this person is telling that in the beginning of the video, that she was eating more than she ever had, etc. Because it builds trust, and that's what people want to hear.
Intentional and pulling her body out of fight or flight so her hormones can finally regulate. Like
Now he's giving even more
she was
value.
over 35. She was doing what used to work, but not necessarily what works at this stage of her life. And you do not want to cover up the problem like a band-aid with a restrictive diet, or by doing the wrong exercises that aren't going to heal your body, like these boot camp classes or these HIIT classes that just.
So basically why this is such a good proof video is because he's showing his client's transformation in the video and explaining exactly how he got her from point A to point B. And then on top of that, he's breaking beliefs. So this is an on top proof video. So that is basically the two different styles I recommend you to post if you're a coach when it comes to proof content. Now let's dive into the storytelling one. Storytelling is super important because that's what made people buy into you. And how you do this is by sharing your struggles, your wins, and real experiences. Let people see the human side of you. Be authentic, transparent in everything you post. When people relate to you, they trust you. Trust is what turns followers into paying clients. Super important, because you can't expect someone to buy from you if they don't know who you are. Because the thing is, people are always going to buy into you as the coach before they buy into your coaching program. It is a clear difference there. And you make people buy into you by sharing your story, showing who you are as a person, showing your beliefs, why you're doing it, because that's what the people actually care about. Now let's dive into two examples here. So here's the first one.
Feels like to lose faith in yourself.
So firstly, he's instantly putting himself in the shoes of the person who's watching the video by saying, I know exactly how it feels like to lose faith in myself.
Feel like your body no longer is your own.
And that is something people can relate to who's watching the video.
As a kid, I was
Now he's explaining his story.
overweight.
and food was a comfort in a tough upbringing. Football was my
He's relating even more to his
big
audience.
savior, and suddenly it was the opposite, total control. Playing at our professional level in Brazil, we weighed in every morning, and if we were over the weight limit, we got fined. We weren't individuals, we were products. When my career ended, I fell into a deep depression. I felt lost, but I found happiness in helping others. And after roughly 10 years as a coach, I wanted an even deeper understanding of unhealthy habits. So, I did an experiment. I gained 46 pounds and I lost 60 pounds in 5 months. And I learned one thing. Sustainable results aren't about punishing yourself.
So just to explain exactly why this video performed so well. So basically, firstly what he does in the video is that he's having a great hook by instantly talking about a relatable struggle that many people from his audience currently have. And people buy into people that they actually can't relate to. Then what he's doing is that he's explaining his story from when he was a kid to where he is right now. And he's not just doing that, he's also backing it up by showing proof and explaining exactly that he did an experiment where he went from 45 or up to 60 pounds down to 45, I think it is pounds, I'm not 100% sure, don't get me wrong, I'm not so good at math, but I hope you get my point. He's showing that experience to experiment to show proof in the video and that what he actually do works. Then by the end of it, he explains exactly like who is helping, etc. I'm not going to play the entire video, but that is basically why it is a great video. He's firstly showing relatable struggle, his story, proof, then leaving people with a great message by the end of it. Then we have a second example here.
Business is a top train.
So firstly, the hook is great. He's saying, I walked away from 100k business as a top trainer in Canada. The reason to why that is good is because it's instantly catching people's attention.
In Canada. My name is Ernest. I'm 25 years old. I was working at 2 gyms.
Now he's explaining his story.
Long hours, clients lined up, paychecks were steady, life was comfortable. But I kept seeing the same type of man.
Now he's clearly explaining the person he's helping right now, his ICP, his target audience that he wants to attract.
No discipline, low confidence, carrying a belly and love handles, and just hating how they look. And I knew I could only impact the ones who showed up to those gyms. Everyone else was stuck with a...
Now he's explaining his why he's doing it.
No. So I cut out my own safety net. I left Canada, I moved to Bali, and I took my business fully online. With zero guarantees it's actually gonna work. Now, I live in Bali. I coach men worldwide, and the big...
He's making it even clearer now on who he wants to help.
This change isn't just losing fat, it's the pride and confidence they finally feel in the mirror.
So now he's explaining the outcome of actually getting in shape.
No safety nets, no excuses, just on a mission to help more men change their lives the same way I did. So
the reason to why this is a good video is because he's firstly having a really good hook of the video. He's then explaining his story in depth from where he was before the shift and where he is right now. Then he's super clear on who he wants to target and ending the message with a great message to his audience. Then for the last style now, which is grab attention. So basically how this works is that, or the reason to why you should post grab attention is because you want to get new eyeballs to your page. And when I say grab attention, I mean viral videos. Videos that are popping off, that are getting more views than most of your videos on your channel, because you need to have some videos that are getting more engagement, so you actually get new people coming into your funnel, into your content ecosystem that you can then nurture, start conversations with, and convert long term. Because if you just stay stuck with the same amount of followers all the time, you're getting the same amount of views, maybe 500,000 views, like, you're never going to reach new people. And you need to have some videos that are popping off. Of course, you shouldn't just post grab attention. You have to mix it up between all these styles that I've been showing you today. But let's dive into 2 different examples here. So this is the first one.
Lunch.
pre-workout, post-workout, dinner.
So this is a very short video. He's saying like 10 words in a video, but it got nearly 80,000 likes, which is super insane. Not many people are getting this many views, but this video, I've seen it working for so many coaches out there, especially fitness coaches. But the reason to why it works so well is because it is super short. People are playing this video on repeat, and that is exactly what Instagram's algorithm is looking at. They are looking at the watch time of the video. Then he's having a clear text hook up here. He have bulk, cut in 2 different colors. Then he's like having food popping up on the video, which is like hooking people into the actual video. So it's a grab attention video, but it's also giving some value since people see exactly what they should be eating to be in shape. Then the last example here. So transformational videos like these are performing so well. You have probably seen it yourself of people like showing their physique before versus after, but these are so good. They are nearly always going viral for most people. If you have a good transformation, post it. I'm telling you, you don't even need a sick transformation. You can just have been getting some results. It is going to pop off. And the reason to why videos perform so well when it comes to videos like these is because, firstly, you're showing a before and after, which people like. You're also putting yourself in the shoes of your old self and the viewer who's watching the video. When people see that you were able to make that change, they can relate to it, which makes them buy into you. So these were basically the examples that I had to show. I hope this video was valuable to you. It is super important that you are mixing up between all these content styles. You can't just post belief shifting, educational, proof, whatever. You have to do all of them in order to maximize the reach and build an audience of buyers. And if you want to learn more about what I actually do, you can click the link below this video, book a call, and if you got any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram.